As the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Green, for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank the ranking member as well. Mr. Chairman, the Secretary has commented on race, a topic that I believe I'm eminently qualified to speak on, given that in my lifetime, I went to the back door to get my food. I drank from filthy colored water fountains. I sat in the back of the bus, in the balcony of the movie when a seat was available. So let me just share some of the characteristics of a racist, Mr. Secretary. A racist will depict people of color as apes. The pictures have been blurred, but you know who they are. This is what a racist would do. And a racist wouldn't apologize after doing this. Mr. Secretary, that's what a racist would do. A racist, Mr. Secretary, would take offense at peaceful protest. You said you believe in peaceful protest. This was peaceful protest, Mr. Secretary. Racists take offense at peaceful protest. A racist, Mr. Secretary, would do what happened to Ruby.
Are you calling me a racist?
A racist.
I'm asking a question.
Reclaiming my time, asking him to shut up.
That's a pretty.
Shut up.
You just say shut up.
Shut up. It's my time.
I'm not going to let anybody call me a racist, Chairman.
I never called him a racist. It's my time.
It is, gentlemen, will suspend.
You will
Gentlemen
not.
will suspend.
Tell him to shut up.
Gentlemen suspend. No, the gentleman will suspend.
No one will call me a racist. I'm Cherokee too. My family has been pretty tolerant.
I ask that my time be restored. I ask that my time be restored.
The clock has been stopped since I suspended the clock.
I will continue to interrupt as long as someone's sitting there assuming
I agree.
me a racist.
And as I said before, there will be no addressing anyone's character in a negative way. By the way, Mr. Green, I need you. When you're speaking, I need you to speak into the microphone because I can't hear you up here. But we will.
Evidently, his constituents heard enough of him because they voted
Mr.
him out of office.
Mr. Secretary, please. Again, we're almost done here today. Mr. Green, you can continue, but again, I will stop if this sounds like you are either directing that this secretary is a racist, or as well as the president or vice president, because we do know under our rules you cannot disparage a member of Congress or the president or the vice president. So I understand what you're trying to do. Be very careful because it is a violation of our committee rules to disparage another member, a witness, or the president or the vice president.
Part of parliamentary inquiry. Mr. Chairman, when I'm speaking, I believe that the time belongs to me. I don't think that the secretary should interrupt me when I'm speaking.
I have made very clear today that when the member has their time, it is their time. But again, I want to reiterate, it is a violation of House rules to make statements that might be personally offensive to the president or vice president. So we will let you continue with your time. The time has stopped since I suspended the clock. But again, it is a violation. It is your time, sir. It is your time, I agree. But it is a violation of the rules of the House to make statements that might be personally offensive to the president or the vice president of the United States, as well as other members or question motives of colleagues. So I will let you continue, but we want to be I've now stated the rules, so we want to follow them.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will speak into the microphone so that I may be heard. I ask that any person who desires to interrupt me, shut up. Now, this is Ruby Bridges. She was integrating a school. You can see the hate on the faces of people This was called racism. This was racism. All I did at the State of the Union address was display this, Mr. Chairman. This was what I did. I was peaceful. The Secretary says he believes in peaceful protest. Cue the video, please. Cue one. Freeze the frame, please. That, my friends, is the Secretary of Homeland Security. He traversed some distance to get to a peaceful protester and display his despicable behavior. Unbought, that's me. Unbossed, unafraid, that's me. And by the way, unelected, yes. Liberated, Democrat. You, sir, have engaged in despicable behavior. Now, let's just talk for a moment about this behavior. It's not the only time that you've behaved in a dastardly way. Cue the second video, please.
Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me, any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh,
guy.
oh, stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold it. No, no, sit down.
Hi, Eric.
Sit down. Okay, you know, you're a United States Senator.
That was the Secretary of Homeland Security. The Secretary of Homeland Security concerns me because of his behavior as it relates to peaceful protest, as it relates to the way he chose to come over and with force address a peaceful protester. It concerns me because in that department, they have many people of color. I'm concerned about how they will be treated under the leadership of this Secretary of Homeland Security. I do not believe that he is qualified because he doesn't have the temperament to deal with people in a respectful way. I peacefully protested. I would do it again because I know the history of apes and how they have been used to demean people of color.
Gentleman's time has expired.